Excellent. Thank you so much. All right, I have my tickets. We are good to go. Welcome to a brand new episode of Go. I'm your host, Dana Giesbrecht. And today we've done a little bit of traveling. We are not in Edmonton. We are in Westlock, Alberta for their annual Egg Fair and Rodeo. It's the biggest event of the summer for this community, and it's also a very special year. This year is their centennial. So stay tuned. We're going to learn a little bit of history about this event, enjoy some rides and some fair food. But before any of that, Shaw TV's Bianca Jade learns what has international performers rolling into Edmonton. Las Vegas isn't the only international performer that's in town either. Don't forget, the Edmonton International Fringe Festival does run until August 24th. And now we're going to do some traveling of our own. It's time for an all-new Bobtail Gloves Big Summer. Do you know which ride this is? Alexa and Camera and our co-op student Camry had no idea. This is the Gravitron. This is the ultimate fair ride. I grew up going on this ride every single summer. You get sucked to the walls like a giant magnet. You spin round and round and you come off walking like this. Well, I'm going to jump on, use some of my tickets, and after the break, we're going to find out just how far this fair has come over the years. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. The swing's always one of my favorite carnival rides, but don't go on it if you've had too many mini donuts. All that turning around in circles starts to get to your tummy. Welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in now, we're in Westlock, Alberta for the 100th annual Egg Fair and Rodeo. This is a huge deal for the community of Westlock. They see more than 6,000 people come in through the weekend as well. It's a huge economic drive for the local business community as well. And coming up in the show, we're going to find out a little bit more about how far this fair has come over the years. So stay tuned for that. But before we get back to the midway, Shaw TV's Tim Dancy learns how local lung disease sufferers are lobbying the province for life-saving drug coverage. And round around we go. Okay, coming up next, a delight for the eyes and the ears. Shaw TV videographer Jen McDonald checks out some of the playable works of art you've probably seen around the city this summer. All right, to get a little bit of the history behind this fair, we are now joined by Cheyenne Erickson with the Westlock Egg Society. Tell me a little bit about where this fair was 100 years ago and where it is today.
We started out at very humble beginnings. It was our fair predates our town actually. Our town was established in 1916 and the fair starts 1914 obviously, but it predates the town, which is pretty exciting to know that we've been around for over now 100 years for sure, and starting out as small little cattle shows and bench shows, and now up to what we've got today, which involves rodeo, chuck wagons, the midway, and many other activities that happen. It's a very, very busy weekend.
This is the biggest weekend of the summer here in Westlock. It's a huge economic drive for local businesses. You see 6,000 people come through, but you only have a population of 5,000. So it is a huge deal here.
It is. We get people coming from, actually we've had some come from even across Canada, overseas, come to our event. So it's very exciting to have that many people in our community.
How integral is the rodeo culture here in Westlock?
It is actually fairly good. They have our professional rodeo or non-professional, I guess, I'm not sure which, but we also have chuck wagons as well, and we have local competitors in both the chuck wagon races and in the rodeo. So we get lots of our local crowd coming out to cheer the locals on, which makes the races even more exciting to watch and cheer on the local crowd. So it's something that's really enjoyable to watch, to see when you have somebody in particular to cheer for.
I know you're telling me off camera that the fair itself doesn't make a lot of money. You pretty much just cover the costs, but you do it every year because it is such a great way to bring the entire community together, being the biggest weekend in the summer.
Most of our people who put this event together, we're pretty much entirely volunteers. We put it together for the love of bringing it to the community and making everybody happy. The gate fees pretty much barely, if haven't in the past, covered our expenses. So it's more of a joy of bringing it to the community and having everybody come together as a community to enjoy each other's company and to enjoy something together right here in home.
Because this is the 100th anniversary, what are you doing that's super special this year?
We are bringing in the West Coast Lumberjack shows. They're from BC, so they're coming on Saturday. They're going to put on 2 shows for us. As well, we're having a large fireworks display happening Saturday night, which we haven't had fireworks in a long time, so it's really nice to have a fireworks display again. We had a very large parade happen this morning. We had well over 100 floats attend, which is really good for our area. We're really blessed to have so many local community businesses and stuff and be involved in our parade and our sponsorships and be a part of the fair, that it brings it all together.
And your favorite part?
Watching everybody smile and enjoying it. I don't get to get out much and enjoy. I'm stuck in the office most of the time, but come say hi to me.
What about that jungle gym over there? You got to take 5 minutes.
And maybe I might try later, but yeah, just to see everybody enjoying themselves is worth it.
Well, Cheyenne, congratulations on 100 years. Stay tuned. More after the break. We have elephant ears, nachos, hot dogs, and slush puppies. You know what? I think I'll take a slush puppy. Perfect. Thank you so much. Trying to beat the heat out here. Welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in now, we are in Westlock, Alberta for the 100th annual Egg Fair and Rodeo. Such a huge event for the community. Before the break, we learned that more people come to Westlock for this event than actually live in the community. They see about 6,000 people every year, 5,000 being the permanent population. And coming up in just a moment, we're going to meet a gentleman who remembers what the fair looked like 65 years ago. Stay tuned for that. But right now, from my sugary Slurpee to coffee, lots and lots of coffee, we are talking caffeine addiction and big dreams with country cutie Kira Isabella. Well, 100 years is a huge accomplishment for the community of Westlock, and like I mentioned earlier, we're now joined by someone who remembers the fair 65 years ago. This is Bob Jones. Tell us, before we get to what you remember the fair looking like, how much does this fair bring the entire community together?
Oh, 100%. Everybody comes out, volunteers, town and country people get together for the weekend and share experiences, and it's great.
And you're a volunteer yourself.
I'm the president, but I'm a volunteer. There's no money.
And it sounds like pretty much everyone who helps run this parade and the fair and the rodeo, they're all volunteers here in Westlock.
Everyone's a volunteer except our secretary-treasurer. She's the only paid person of all these people that are working here.
65 years ago, what did the fair look like compared to today?
We had an old wood structure barn with a few horses in it that they flat raced, and they had hall exhibits, and that was about it.
And were you one of those young lads on horseback?
Yes, I was in the flat races.
Not on the rodeo?
Not on the rodeo, no.
And tell us, I know you say that everyone from the mayor to the garbage man comes out for the fair. The entire community comes together. It's kind of like a big kumbaya for the community. It's such a huge economic drive locally as well.
Yes, it is. All the facilities, the restaurants, the rooms are all booked up solid for the weekend. Yeah.
What do you think that would happen here in Westlock if the parade up and left town and never came back?
I wouldn't like to see that.
No.
And I don't think it will. There was a time that I felt that might happen, but every year we get a few younger volunteers, and it happens.
Do you take time for yourself to go on the Tilt-A-Whirl, the Gravitron, anything with the grandkids?
No, I don't. I stand and watch them, but I don't go on there anymore.
Favorite part overall, though?
I would say the cattle, the horse shows, heavy horse pull. That's kind of my.
Your favorite?
What I like. Yeah.
Do you hope to see it go for another 100 years?
I would like to see it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be here, but I would really like to see it.
If you are here, I need to know your secret.
Okay, I'll share.
Bob, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Before we go, here's your on-the-go calendar. Wave to the camera! No, but he's fixated on his car ride, the cutest kid in town, enjoying a solo ride. Well, we are going to end the show here from Westlock, Alberta. I'm your host, Giesbrecht. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.